Yo. We're gonna start like my channel. Talk close to the mic so I can hear me. You can tell by the title of this video gonna be about. It's gonna be a quick one. It's gonna be about zodiac signs that be in the emotions and feelings the most. And so we're gonna go right through the list from fire to water to earth to air. If I can remember that order, either or, we going just with all those elements. But so basically, um, starting from the top, zodiac signs that be in the emotions and feelings the most. So basically, all the fire signs be in their feelings, but the ones that be in it the most is Aries. They be in their feelings deep. They can't be calm for 2 seconds. Most of them can't, unless they got other elements in their chart, alchemical makeup in their chart, or who they are that allows them to be more at a smoother pace, at a more calmer, vibrating waters, aka emotions and feelings, and them to have a calmer state of being. For the most part, they always like it's fire. It's like they're supposed to fire. So it's not that it's a bad thing because it's just part of who they are. But at the same time, it's like you gotta have balance in your life. You can't just be only one thing. That's another thing. You can't just be just one thing. Um, but yeah, like okay, so just I didn't feel like rambling today, but Aries, and another one that's honorable mention is Sagittarius, because see all the fire signs being their feelings, but Sagittarius sometimes know how to deal with it better, but sometimes the way that they deal with it sometimes can be looked at as toxic or negative. Like sometimes they like the ghost or distant sometimes, and they come back around, but it's because this is how they deal with themselves because they can't take too much external influence on them. So sometimes they recover and recharge by going and having their own space sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Or just detaching from everybody else. But all the fire signs technically being the emotions and feelings, to be honest, if you want to be fair. It's just Aries being it the most out of all, and then Leo is second, and then Sagittarius is last. They deal with it the best. But Leo is second because pride and ego and Leo constellation being next to Cancer and all that stuff like that too. Because the sun protects the moon. For the sun to protect the moon, that means that's created from that energy for you to protect your soft spot in the first place, which ultimately means you're already sensitive to an extent. But like I said, all the fire signs pretty much emotional. It's just Aries is the number one most emotional. Now moving to the water signs. All the water signs are extremely emotional. The most would be Cancer and Pisces, and then Scorpio would be the least. But at the same time, none of them are really. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to say Cancer is the best at dealing with it, but I just feel like Cancers make the most sense. Pisces makes sense too, but it's so chaotic. It's so chaotic and here and there that sometimes very unstable. They are unstable, but it's like see when it comes to Scorpios, you would think because Scorpio water is the more stagnant waters that mean that they not moved as much, but really they be just as emotional as anybody else. They just express that their emotional energies in the most toxic way ever by being backstabby, trying to get revenge, thinking everybody's an enemy. They get real nasty. So I ain't gonna get into these depth. All water signs are extremely emotional, and some of them just suppress the energy in more toxic ways than others. That's the best way to say it. But all the water signs super emotional. All the fire signs super emotional. It's just Aries is the most emotional fire sign. The most emotional and feeling that's lost in their emotions and feelings is Aries when it comes to the fire sign. And all the water signs in general are lost into their emotions and feelings. And then moving on, we think about air. Who else? Who else? When we go to the no, let's go to Earth sign. We go to Earth sign. Taurus not really in his feelings like that. Um, and Capricorn definitely ain't really in his feelings like that. Um, Now Virgo is a little bit in touch with his internal, but the reason why that is because it's more so from the air, aka the thoughts. So it think a lot. You see what I'm saying? Like it always like worrying, and that leads into you having certain emotions and feelings. So if I had to say, I would say Virgo would be more so the emotional one out of all the Earth signs. But mind you, none of the earth signs are really that emotional in general. Like the earth signs, these energies within themselves aren't just emotional. Now you could be a earth sign that got a certain type of moon sign that causes you to be emotional. You could be an earth sign that got a certain ascendant and rising and certain other planetary alignments and houses that cause you to be more emotional than others. But in general, these aren't just the most emotional signs. You see what I'm saying? Um, that's how that play out. So all the earth signs really ain't really that emotional. But if you want to pick one that was more emotional than the others, I would have to say Virgo. But still, none of them are really that emotional at its core root of just these earth energies. Now moving on, lastly but not least, will be the air signs. The air signs, the most emotional and the most air signs and their emotions and feelings the most would be, I'm gonna be honest with you, would probably be Libra. Because Libra is backed and supported by the planet Venus. It's ruled by Venus. So Venus is a planet of love. That's an emotion, and that's emotion and feeling itself. So a lot of times the only reason why Libras be so catering to other people and be so harmonious and relating is because they have a sense of care or love, for them to want to be relatable and be relative to other space in general in the first place. This is the reason why sometimes it can come off as fake, because it be fake in a positive way a lot of times, not, but sometimes it be fake because like they try to make you feel good and juice you up too much or boost your head up, because for a positive reason they feel like in their head they trying to help you out and make you feel better, which it may. But at the same time, in the long run, it may not always be the truth. So when a person find out the truth, it can make them feel like they can't trust that person, and they never helped that person in the first place, because they need to know what really was. You see what I'm saying? What was the cause of their issue in their life? But everybody can use a little buttering up sometimes. I'm just saying, when you doing extreme natures, it can do more harm than positive in the long run. Not at first, because at first it'll feel good hearing that positive stuff, but it can hurt you in the long run. You see what I'm saying? Um, but I, none of the other air signs are that emotional. Gemini just witty, cunning, and full of ass sometimes, and you can't always trust it, and it is very unstable. Be here and there, be all over the damn place. Aquarius, they just very manipulative sometimes. They got positives too. They can be unique individuals and think real good about their situations. But a lot of times, no, that's the positive, and then the negative, they can be real manipulative and user and all that stuff and manipulative. That's how that play out. But none of the air signs will be that emotional. The only one the one that would be the most emotion, the one that be in his emotional feelings the most would be Libra. But even then, all the air signs aren't really that emotional. But you could kind of throw Libra in there a little bit though if you wanted to, because it's just the most out of all the air signs. But really, the Earth and air signs really ain't like that emotional in general, because these are more so the thinking, the practicalizing what makes sense. Um, Making sense out of your situation. You see what I'm saying? And thinking. That's not really dealing more so with the fire and water, like with the emotions and feelings and the heart chakra and the gut and how you feel and intuition it's not really dealing with that. It's more so dealing with um, those more external natures. Like Earth is like groundedness. The air is like making sense and practicalizing the situation and analyzing and structuring the situation, not worrying about how it make you feel, but work being what makes sense. How can we make this the best way? You see what I'm saying? Like that. So that's how it play out. But with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. We got two people in, almost 8 minutes in. Let me answer y'all question. Let me read y'all questions. I'm sorry. You said, Liz said, can I ask, what are you talking about? Read the title. Jen Curry, you said, what are you doing? Read the title. Razan Mahmoud, he's praying. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for being here, man. Y'all have a great day. See y'all next time.